It is Friday, June 28th, 2024. We are officially getting started on wheat harvest here in Ohio. We've had kind of a rainy on and off week here. Got a dry day today. It was dry yesterday, but the plant itself was just wet enough that yesterday you couldn't run. So today, it's dried out just enough to get going here. This is the first wheat we've taken off for the year. Running about 18% right now, a little wetter than what I'd like, but hey, I'm getting started, so that's what we're gonna do. We've got some rain moving in tonight into tomorrow morning, so we're gonna be shut out again if we don't do something today. Got about 160 acres this year of wheat to do, so it's gonna be a little bit busy for us, but got the old 1644 switched over for wheat here, got everything cleaned up, set, and ready to rock here. We are doing things a little different this year. See, normally we combine just the top of the wheat plant, leaving the stubble just to harvest the wheat, and then we come back in with our disc bind mowers and we mow the straw behind the combine. But I don't know, with fuel prices the way they are and time the way it is anymore with Dad and I, we've decided this year we're going to try things a little different. We've taken the crop spinners off the back of the machine here, and we are dropping the stubble straight in a windrow behind the combine here. Some people say they don't like doing that. There's a lot of loss, they say. The wheat will blow clear out the back of the machine because you're running too much material through. Actually, believe it or not, from what I'm seeing thus far, running this way this year, I think I have less loss than what I had before. I don't know if I just wasn't getting enough dense enough mat of crop running through the machine to actually do a good job threshing. It seems to be doing a pretty nice job, so knock on wood. I hope it keeps going good like this. The crop is kind of wet right now, so I understand when it dries out, it could potentially blow more out the back. See, what happens is your fan will blow the lighter test weight material out the back of the machine. So if the crop is damp, that light test weight material is a little heavier because, well, it's got moisture in it. So we'll see how it pans out as things dry out here, but I don't know, I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. It's doing a nice job. It's saving me a step of having to come in behind this with a disc bind mower in order to mow the straw. And hey, if it saves me a step, it saves me time, money, diesel fuel, you name it. And so, hey, I'm gonna give her a shot. Haven't broke the news to Dad yet, but I think we're gonna try double cropping some beans this year. I've always wanted to do that, just never seemed to have the opportunity to. I really hope that harvest here goes well, getting the wheat crop off, and I can get in behind here with a 750 drill and some beans and try and do some double crop beans. See how that turns out. My cousins always do that, so we're going to see how that pans out for us. But yeah, we're going to get some wheat harvested here today. Hopefully it's a good day, and yeah, enjoy the show. Well, things are going pretty decent. I don't know what the moisture is right now. It looks like it's dried out. I'll pull a sample probably after Dad takes this next load up. It's starting to get pretty busy uptown. Everybody else is running now, so had to do a little jockeying around here and move the grain cart from the last field I was at over to here because he wasn't back because he was waiting in line up there, scaling in, dumping all that fun stuff. So I unfortunately just dumped in that grain cart, and now he came down the road. So I guess had I known he was going to be on his way in a matter of, you know, a minute, I probably would have waited and just dumped straight into his truck. But whatever, I guess he gets to handle it twice. But yeah, we're bumping along here. Camera died a little bit ago, not sure where at. Just know when I grabbed it off the outside of the combine, it wasn't running no more. So things are going pretty decent. Dumping it on the ground behind the machine is working out pretty nice. Crop sample's pretty decent, so I don't think I'm stressing my machine too much. But yeah, you definitely can't run near as fast because you're putting all that extra material through the machine. So I guess that's you win some, lose some there, but I think the return on investment here as far as my time is it's much better for me to do what I'm doing here, so I don't have to come behind with disc binds and mow and all that fun stuff. And if we get things bumping along real good here, I could, in theory, get somebody run the baler behind me. One of us can run the baler behind the combine, and then we can be getting some straw off as well as getting the wheat harvested. So just have to get the logistics of that figured out, how we're going to do all that with everything spread all over the place. But yeah, we're going to keep bumping along here, and hopefully we get enough knocked out today to at least get things full. And yeah, got some rain coming tonight the way it sounds, so I'm not going to let any grass grow under my feet here. I'm going to keep on moving. Unfortunately, about a week ago, on Monday, we had a really heavy rainfall come through, heavy wind, hail. Thankfully, the hail did not persist more than a couple minutes. But the wind and the driving rain really did a number on some of my wheat fields. So it's going to be kind of a battle in some of these fields, having to drive slow in order to pick that stuff up. Wheat is one of those crops that's scandability when it comes to when a crop is ripened and almost near harvest. If you get really damaging winds or heavy rains, it's prone to going down, and it's unfortunate. It's kind of aggravating, to be honest, but what do? You just kind of drive along here slow, pay attention, listen to your machine. If you hear it bogging down, pull back. I have alarms in place on this thing for my rotor speed and stuff like that to tell me, hey dummy, pull back on the stick some. But you should be able to hear it before that thing goes off on you. I don't know, I just beep. My air filter is dusty in this field, and there's a sensor on that sometimes complains. Gets cleaned every day. But anywho's, yeah, you really need to pay attention to your machine in a situation like this where you're really laboring it. It doesn't like what I'm doing right now, but it's got to do it because I got more rain coming. I was really hoping to have this field off, but I don't think there's any way I'm going to have this field off. It's making a lot of stuff, and I'm very thankful for that. But it's going to be a bit of a job getting it up with the way it's pushed down in this field. This is the one that got the worst of it. So I hope they're, from here on out, progressively getting better. This is the west farm. These fields are half a mile long. It's all flat here. We're kind of at a bit of a low point here, so the wind really gets ripping through here. So when you got wheat or corn over in these fields, if you get some pretty nasty weather, it doesn't do you any favors. We're just going to take our time here and hopefully we can get our crop off. Downfalls to a wheat crop that's gone down. The ground, you know, the moisture is retained in the soil. Every time you have a rainfall, that moisture makes its way down to the soil. Sun comes out, evaporates that, pushes that moisture back up, and if you've got a dense crop that's bent over right next to the ground, you're going to have sprouting issues. This does not have sprouting issues yet. It looks really nice, but if we were to get a week of rain, I'm afraid to say what would happen to the majority of this crop that's down, you know, 2-3 inches off the surface of the soil. So it's kind of imperative that I get this wheat harvested here before I get much more rain. We have some rainfall tonight into tomorrow. I don't know the totals of that rainfall. I really hope it's not a lot. It's hard to tell. The weatherman is about the only guy I know that can be wrong 90% of the time and still get paid. The rest of us, if we screw the pooch that bad, we're belly up and gone. So, I don't know. Meteorologists and I have I guess you'd say a love-hate relationship, but lately it's been a hate relationship because I tell you, them boys around here, they can't predict shit. I had some first cutting hay that got ruined. Well, I shouldn't say ruined. It wasn't ruined. It just, you know, a lot of my hay I bale and sell to, you know, horse customers, and well, horse customers don't want rained on hay, and so that'll have to go for cattle feed. But yeah, that's a real bummer. Supposed to have a week of 95 and sunny, 0% chance of rain. I'd like to find that guy. Well, Dad's taking the grain cart home. I'm going to fill this truck, and then we're going to probably get things put on the roof and call it a day. Got some rain moving in. It's getting dark back there to the west, so we'll get everything in before all that gets here. I'll probably have about an hour to spare before it gets here, but don't have any more trucks to put in at this moment. They're all hooked up to other things.